New challenges emerge in the vaccine rollout. How the president plans to ramp up production as Pfizer pledges to make that happen.
We're tracking low pressure off to the west in the Rockies. That'll be bringing us snow tomorrow night. But just when will it get here? We'll have that in just a little bit.
All right, Texans trying to get by after freezing temperatures devastated the state. What other areas are facing those similar problems? It's time to wake up mid-Michigan. It is Saturday, February 20th.
With coverage you can count on, this is WNEMTV5 News.
Happy Saturday and good morning to all of you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this morning. I'm Blake Keller. We have exciting news for Weekend Wake Up. We have our newest meteorologist with us this morning, Mathieu Mondro. He will be here with us every weekend morning from here on out. So glad that you could finally make your on-air debut. I know how excited and eager you've been.
I've been very excited for this. I mean, I've been here for a couple of weeks now, training behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, tell us a little, just a small little brief introduction to who you are.
Okay, so I'm from Michigan. I'm from Canton, Michigan, which is downstate. And I'm actually finishing up my 4th and final year at Central Michigan University right now.
Very good.
Studying meteorology.
All right, take it away.
All right, so we're taking a live look outside on the First Warn 5 Pinpoint Doppler live from MBS. And we're tracking a little bit of snow that moved really down I-75 earlier this morning. That's making its way out of Genesee County at the moment, but the rest of us are dry. And we're taking a nice look outside in downtown Saginaw. That should say Saginaw up there on the banner. So it's actually more like 17 degrees in Saginaw, feels like of 6 degrees. Those wind chills are something that we're looking out for as well this morning. But temperatures are sitting in the mid to upper teens around the area. We've got 19 in Lapeer, 14 in Caseville, and 13 up in East Tawas on the north side of the bay. Now those feels like temperatures again are single digits and sub-zero for some of us. We've got 5 in Sandusky, 8 in Mount Pleasant, -8 in West Branch. So if you're headed out, just make sure that you're layered up. And as for the rest of the day today, we're looking at temperatures getting up into the mid to upper 20s. It's really going to be a beautiful day and it's going to be dry, but that cloud coverage building in. Blake, send it back to you.
All right, Matthew, appreciate that. Thank you very much. And speaking of severe winter weather, has been delaying shipments of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses. Meantime, President Joe Biden paid a visit to a Pfizer facility right here in Michigan. Natalie Brand has the very latest.
As he toured a Pfizer manufacturing plant in Michigan producing COVID vaccine, President Biden said despite progress, new challenges have surfaced.
New strains are emerging. In a few days, we'll cross 500,000 Americans who will have died from COVID-19. I can't give you a date when this crisis will end, but I can tell you we're doing everything possible to have that day come sooner rather than later.
That includes ramping up vaccine production. Pfizer's CEO says his firm will soon increase the number of doses it's able to produce weekly, estimating it's on track to reach 200 million doses by the end of May.
The vaccines are safe.
President Biden worked to assure Americans who may be hesitant to take the shots, while other Americans are facing canceled appointments after this week's winter storm has snarled shipments. The White House COVID response team estimates a backlog of 6 million doses.
With everybody's hard work and collective effort, we will be able to catch up, but we understand this will mean asking more of people.
Here on Capitol Hill, the House could take up COVID relief legislation as early as next week. President Biden addressed GOP critics of his nearly $2 trillion plan.
Should we not invest $20 billion to vaccinate the nation? Should we not invest $290 million to extend unemployment insurance for the 11 million Americans who are unemployed so they can get by?
As the administration tries to triage the economic fallout and ongoing public health crisis, it announced plans to open new federally supported mass vaccination sites in Philadelphia and 4 in Florida. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, FEMA says more than 2,000 vaccine sites are located in areas with power outages across the southeast. Flint Community Schools is delaying its return to in-person learning, allowing the district to address concerns with installing sneeze guards. Families are being told to plan for distance learning on Monday, and a new date for returning to in-person learning has not been set. And new this morning, a federal judge has denied a request for a preliminary injunction involving women's sports at Michigan State. Members of the MSU women's swimming and diving team filed a request last month to restrain the school from eliminating the women's varsity swimming and diving team, claiming the school was in violation of Title IX. MSU announced in October it was dropping the teams for both men and women after this current season, citing a financial crisis. A Flint Township man is accused of abusing his girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter. 23-year-old Leonard Dortch was arrested February 9th and is charged with first-degree child abuse and torture. Now, the victim suffered burns, bleeding on the brain, and internal injuries, including a collapsed lung. Bond was set at $75,000. 3 suspects are now facing charges in a home invasion in which another suspect died. The Valentine's Day invasion at a home in Burton led to the stabbing death of 25-year-old Jonathan Skaggs. Investigators say he and 3 others were targeting Skaggs' former girlfriend and her current boyfriend, but they fought back, stabbing Skaggs in the chest several times. Now, 2 of the accused are charged with assault with intent to murder and other felonies, and another is charged as an accessory to a felony. Well, the state prepares to lower the water behind the Edenville Dam to be ready for any spring rain to come. Now, the drawdown will take place over the course of about 2 weeks at roughly the rate of a foot a day, and that could create a potential minefield for anyone going on the ice.
If you were to go out and just set your shanty up on the ice, if for some reason the ice doesn't collapse as the water recedes underneath it, and you drill that hole and you punch through and you find yourself falling 10 feet into the freezing water with all that ice coming down on top of you because you just broke the dome, it's not going to be a fun day for you.
Well, the drawdown will begin on Wednesday. Anglers also have until sunset tomorrow to take down ice fishing shanties on Lake St. Clair. Now, the state says shanties in most lower peninsula counties have to be removed by midnight on March 1st. But some mid-Michigan counties, including Bay, Midland, Clare, and those farther north, must remove shanties by March 15th. Now, March 31st is the deadline for shanty removal across the rest of the upper peninsula. All right, TV5 News time right now is 8:07. Still ahead, the vaccination progress in mid-Michigan. What counties are rolling out the most doses and which ones are falling behind? And coming up later, we'll have the latest from Texas, looking at the aftermath of those devastating winter storms. Stick around. We have so much more coming up after the break. More local news, free groceries for Gladwin County residents. Now, those residents can stop by Christ the King Lutheran Church on M18 for food. No registration is required and food will be handed out at 9:30, but cars have already started lining up at 7:30. Recipients won't have to leave their car. Those volunteers will be on site to load vehicles. And anglers will be taken to the ice today, competing for the biggest catch. Now, the 4th annual Great Saginaw River Shiver Walleye Contest that starts at 10 a.m. Now, the competition is hosted by Live Bait in Saginaw and will award a cash prize to the person who reels in the big one. Now, this year, anyone who enters the contest will get a free gift. If you're also interested in signing up, just head to the hot links section of WNEM.com. It looks like a good time, sounds like a good time too, and maybe today will be the perfect weather for it. TV5 News time, though, is 8:11. Good morning to you. Up ahead, a reunion years in the making. How a mid-Michigan man found his family after losing touch for over a decade. Next, the aftermath of winter storms leaving Texans without food and water. The measures some are taking just to survive. All right, a live look over downtown Saginaw right now, kicking off our weekend on a good note. That sun is shining. We'll take it. We have so much more up ahead. Stick around. Millions of Americans in the South are facing more freezing temperatures, and now without clean water or enough to eat. People are lining up as long as a mile at food banks and water distribution sites. President Joe Biden says he'll sign a new emergency declaration for the state of Texas where half the state is still under a boil water notice. One woman even resorted to harvesting her snow as her source of water.
You get a whole tub of snow, but then it's actually just a little bit of water. So we try to come up with new ways of like collecting the water melt, the snow melt, which is outside, and just trying to get creative with what we can use.
Frozen water mains are also drying up taps in parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. So certainly hope Texans get all the help that they need. They can come back stronger and better than ever. But back here at home, a live look over Saginaw, certainly feeling the chill, but thankfully that sun is out this morning. Back with us, the newest member of the TV5 weather team, Mathieu Mondro. And Mathieu, I know we were talking a little bit about yourself in our last hour, but for those who are just joining us, what can you tell them as you start your brand new debut here on Weekend Wake Up?
Well, first of all, I'm super excited to be here. There's a lot of great people here. Everyone's really cool and really awesome, and I'm so happy to be a part of the Firstborn 5 weather team. But I'm from Canton, Michigan, which is down in Metro Detroit.
Okay.
And I'm currently at Central Michigan University. I'm finishing up my 4th and final year. I'll be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Meteorology. And I've actually got 2 minors, a mathematics minor and a broadcasting minor.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I've already finished the math minor too. So we're just in the last stages.
So exciting too.
And exactly. And I just love the weather. It's one of my favorite things, and I've loved it as long as I can remember. So
you're a true Michigander. You know, you said you were outside in the winter, in the fall, the summer, pretty much every season doing something different every single time.
Exactly.
All right.
I love the outdoors.
Cool. Well, what's it going to be outdoors for us today and into this weekend?
Well, by February standards in Michigan, it's really going to be a nice day out there.
Good.
We're going to get highs up into the upper 20s for most of us around the area, and we'll actually see some rays of sun as well. We're taking a live look in downtown Saginaw right now. Johnson Street there, it's still got a little bit of snow from the flurries that moved through this morning. So if you're headed out, those roads are still a little slick. So just take caution while you're driving. But those temperatures are starting off in the mid to upper teens. Right now we're at 16 degrees. It feels like 4 though because of that 9-mile-per-hour wind. So just make sure that you're layered up if you're headed out there this morning as well. So we're taking a look at the Firstborn 5 pinpoint Doppler live from MBS. And there's this first little round of snow that really just tracked all the way down I-75 this morning, but that's on its way out of here, and we're really drying out for the rest of the day. Now on the sky tracker, we are keeping an eye on this low pressure. This is out here in the Rockies right now. That's going to be making its way to mid-Michigan by tomorrow evening, and that's going to be bringing us some snow and even a possibility of some mix on Monday morning as well. So I'll get to that in just a second, but as for today, on the hour by hour, we'll see that by lunchtime, we'll be mostly clear out there. Some nice sunshine, really a great way to start off the weekend. Now the cloud coverage will start to build in as we get towards dinner time, and also around dinner time, our northern counties, mainly Alcona and Iosco, we'll be looking at the possibility for some spotty lake effect snow showers, but still it's not going to amount to much, and those, because they are lake effect, it's really hit or miss. But as we go throughout the night, clouds breaking just a little bit, but we'll still be dealing with cloud cover by morning time if you're waking up for that early breakfast around 6 to 7 o'clock. And then by the time we get towards the early afternoon, that's when we're looking at this next round of precipitation to move in. So we'll start this off at late dinner tomorrow around 7 o'clock, and that snow is going to start to move in, we'll say late dinner time, early overnight, so sometime between about 7 to 9 p.m. and it's going to start off as snow, but then by the time we get towards that morning commute on Monday, we're looking at a possibility for some mix and some rain down in our southern counties, especially along I-69. Now, as for totals, we know it's going to snow. Now, the data for snow totals is still kind of diverging a little bit. We're still kind of waiting to see if those models have some more agreements as we go throughout the day today and tomorrow morning. But we are looking at several inches for most of us here. So it's not going to be a light coating, but it's not going to be anything super major as well. But as for tonight, we'll see a low of around 6 degrees, partly cloudy. It's going to be cold. And over the next 7 days, temperatures getting up into the mid 30s. Actually, today we'll get up to 27, 31 tomorrow. Tuesday, we've got a shot at 40. And again, we're keeping an eye on that system at the end of the day tomorrow into Monday morning. Blake, send it back to you.
All right, sounds great, Matthew. Thank you so much for that. TV5 News time right now is 8:19. Still ahead, though, at 8:30. New challenges are slowing down vaccine rollouts across the country. We'll explain the progress Mid-Michigan is making to get everyone vaccinated. And next, Vice President Kamala Harris is headed back home to California. How her childhood in that state prepared her for the historic role at the White House. Don't forget, if you have a tough question you would like us to investigate, just give us a call at either the two numbers on your screen. You can also send an email to WNEM@WNEM.com or get a hold of us on Facebook.
With coverage you can count on, this is WNEMTV5 News.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the first half of your weekend. Hope you all enjoyed your Friday night. Here's a live look over Birch Run. Some decent traffic out there at 8:30 on a Saturday morning, and some snow dust covered roadways, I should say, are still out there. So just take it easy if you're headed out. Thanks so much for waking up with us. So glad that you could be here. Today is February 20th. I'm Blake Keller, and yes, we are joined by the newest member of the TV5 weather team, Mathieu Mondro. And welcome, Mathieu. Glad to have you here. And how's everything looking for today? I'm sure some of those roadways have cleared up at least by now.
They've cleared up a little bit. I mean, there could still be some slick spots out there, but overall, we're actually looking to have a really nice day out there, really dry day.
Good.
And actually see some rays of sun as well. So we're taking a live look at the first 1.5 pinpoint Doppler live from MBS, and we can see that first round of snow that's making its way out of Genesee County at the moment. And the rest of us, we are dry, and we're headed over to Moore Hall there at CMU right on campus, and it's a beautiful morning out there. Plenty of sun. Look at that. 17 degrees, feels like 9 though because of that 6-mile-per-hour wind. As for temperatures around the area though, most of us are starting in the mid to upper teens. Down on I-69 there in Flint and Lapeer, we're getting up close to 20 degrees, but Houghton Lake, you're still pretty cold there at 3 degrees. And those feels likes, we still have to take those into account as well due to some of the light breezes out there. Many of us still in those single-digit wind chills. We've got 6 in Owasso, 5 in Port Hope, -5 up in West Branch there. And this weekend, it's really a tale of two halves here. We've got a beautiful day today, and then as for tomorrow, we've got snow moving in. But just when is that snow going to get here? I'll have that coming up in a little bit. Blake?
All right, Mathieu, thank you for that. Well, hope is on the horizon as health departments across the state race to vaccinate. But challenges continue to impact the rollout. Now, the state health department hopes Michigan can reach 50,000 shots a day and have 70% of residents vaccinated by the end of the year. Health officials say it is possible, but the lack of supply and having to administer those second doses may slow them down.
If we vaccinated, 1,000 people last Thursday, well, we have to go back and do those 1,000 people again 3 weeks later.
Looking at the vaccine progress for mid-Michigan, Midland County leads the way with 17.7% of its population receiving just their first dose. At the bottom, Lapeer County with almost 10%. Now, when it comes to the second dose in our area, Huron County leads with 9.8% of its population, followed closely by Midland County. Lapeer County, once again, mid-Michigan's lowest at nearly 3%. Now, TV5 reached out to Lapeer County Health Officer Kathy Haskins for some insight into why Lapeer's numbers are just so low. Now, she said up until last Friday, the health department was the only agency vaccinating the general public, other than the pharmacies covering the LTC facilities. Now, she went on to explain Rite Aid should soon receive weekly doses, which should help get more shots into people's arms. FedEx says it will make special Saturday deliveries of COVID-19 vaccines to sites across the country. The harsh winter weather in parts of the country has delayed dose shipments through the week, and carriers like FedEx and others have been unable to complete those deliveries. Shipment delays have resulted in the closing of a number of vaccination sites nationwide, forcing many people to scramble to reschedule those appointments. Now, if you have any questions or concerns about the coronavirus vaccine, just give us a call or send us an email or reach us on Facebook. And you can also track the vaccine status in your own county by heading to the dedicated COVID-19 section of WNEM.com. Well, Amazon opening a new delivery station in mid-Michigan this week. Saginaw Future, Buena Vista Charter Township, and the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce report the delivery station that opened up this past Wednesday is expected to bring 40 jobs to the area within just the first month, and possibly more than 100 when it's at full capacity. The building is located on Commerce Center Drive in Buena Vista Township. A TV5 follow-up after 5 months of recovery. A local boy badly injured in a motorbike crash will be coming home. Brevin Wilford of Gladwin suffered a head injury in September while on his motorbike. He was airlifted to Covenant in Saginaw and was operated on for a brain bleed. Now, his family tells TV5 Brevin will be back home on Tuesday, and the community is planning a welcome home parade for his arrival. That's so good to hear. He's doing just fine. Here is to a speedy recovery, Brevin. In Bay County, the sheriff's office is reminding residents to lock their cars. This comes after several thefts over the past 2 weeks, including in Monitor and Bangor townships. Deputies say suspects are entering unlocked cars overnight and stealing items inside, but they say no locked cars have been broken into. All right, TV5 News time right now is 8:35, a heartwarming reunion. More than a decade without any contact. One mid-Michigan man has now found his way back home. All right, check this out. A reunion years in the making involving one local family who thought one of their own family members was lost or dead. They lost touch with their brother who was homeless and traveled cross country in order to find other relatives. But he made his way back to his hometown of Cairo. And as TV5's Kendall Keys reports, the special reunion was all caught on camera.
I'm so happy. I want to cry.
You could call this a family reunion that no one expected to see. A sister who thought she had lost her brother forever. She feared he was dead. Thanks to the kindness of two strangers, including a Cairo police officer, Leroy Putnam is back home.
We figured that he had got killed or died or something because we haven't seen him for at least 12 to 15 years.
He was homeless, so he had no way of contacting his family to tell him that he was still alive.
For the past few years, Putnam had been on a hitchhiking journey from California to Cairo in search of his family. He made it back to his hometown and was living in a tent outside the Cairo Walmart.
Yes, he was walking around Walmart at one point with a list of family members on a piece of paper, and he was just kind of going up to people. Do you know these people?
That's when Putnam found Triana Dietrich and her fiance. The three made small talk.
And, one thing led to another, and he told me the last name. And I said, I know some people with that last name.
A couple of Facebook searches and phone calls later, Dietrich tracked down Putnam's long-lost sister, Dorcas Smith.
We had got a phone call from this girl at Walmart saying that she thinks that she has our brother.
So she called me to go to Walmart and check on his well-being, and then also check it to see if it really was her brother.
They sent me a picture of him, and I says, oh my gosh, it is him. I was just in tears bawling.
Within 15 minutes, Smith was at Walmart embracing her brother. The reunion all caught on Officer Avery's body cam.
I'm right here. I didn't go nowhere.
And he said, I prayed so hard this morning, maybe I'd see my family today. And he says, and here you are.
I told Leroy, I said, I think it's the grace of God. Like, I felt like I needed to talk to him.
Dietrich tells me she feels like his guardian angel. Officer Avery was just happy to be involved.
Not every day that in this job you get to be part of something like that, and that's pretty cool. That's why we do this job.
In Cairo, Kendall Keys, WNEMTV5.
Wow, that is just so great. Definitely a great story to lift your spirits here on this Saturday morning. I wish them nothing but the best. All right, TV5 News time is 8:41. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to this week's Excellence in Education Award winner. And remember to download the TV5 mobile app for the latest news and weather. You can find it in the App Store or on Google Play. Here's a live look downtown Flint this morning. A nice break from that major winter weather. And some roads may still be a little slick, so just take it easy. TV5 Weekend Wake Up. We'll be right back. All right, listen to this. An Ohio sheriff's office checking out a suspicious package left outside the door of a church. The bomb unit was sent in, but instead of hearing a ticking noise, they heard purring from this beautiful mother. They found a mama cat and her 6 kittens inside with a note left that indicated the cat Sprinkles had gone into labor just a day prior. All is well now for the little kitty family. They're now being cared for by a local animal shelter. So definitely a nice little end to that. Definitely not what they thought it was going to be. I wonder where those poor little kittens were dropped off from, but I hope they stayed warm.
Yeah, no, I hope so too. But I mean, I love that story. That's a nice little heartwarming story.
Yeah. Caring for animals always gets the heartstrings going.
Exactly. And I know I said earlier I'm a dog person, but still, it's cool nonetheless.
Yeah, especially with these colder temperatures, I wouldn't want any animal ever to suffer.
Exactly. You want to make sure you keep your pets inside. So tonight, speaking of which, it's going to be pretty cold out there, a low of around 6 degrees. Those wind chills will be right at around 0 and even sub-zero for some of us. But over the next 7 days, we're looking at a warm-up, 27 today, 6 tonight, 31 tomorrow, 36 on Monday, and even on Tuesday, we've got a shot at 40, and there's that system coming in at the end of the weekend as well.
All right, very good, Matthew. Thank you, and thank you for hanging out with us. Stay warm, stay safe.
Thanks for watching WNEMTV5. Watch us